Let's suppose that PharmaSave marks up sunglasses to provide for overhead expenses of 35% of cost and a profit of 75% of the selling price. If, at the end of the summer, sunglasses are marked down to actually sell at the cost price, what was the rate of markdown? Now, what's going to make this question particularly tricky is we don't really have a cost price or a selling price really given to us at all. All that we know is we know a little bit of information about the markup. Remember that markup should account for our overhead expenses plus profit. So in this case, we know that expenses are going to be 35% of cost, and we know that profit's going to be 75% of the selling price. So we should be able to write out that our markup is 0.35 times the cost price plus 0.75 times the selling price. Now this doesn't look particularly helpful until we go back to our S is equal to C plus M equation. Right, our selling price is the cost price plus the markup. So selling price is equal to cost plus 0.35 of the cost plus 0.75 of the selling price. And so now we have some like terms that we can work with. I'm going to highlight them in different colors. We have 1C plus 0.35 Cs is 1.35 Cs. And moving our positive 0.75s over to the other side is going to result in a subtraction. And one takeaway 0.75 is 0.25. So we know that 0.25s should be equal to 1.35c. But this is not quite as helpful as we need, so let's divide both sides by 0.25. And what we're going to get if we do this division is that S is equal to 5.4 times C, or that the selling price is 5.4 times as large as the cost price. So let's come back to our original question and see how this is helpful. If we know that the selling price is 5.4 times the cost price, and we know that the reduced selling price is going to be cost price, now we might have a chance to be able to connect these two numbers together. Using the following formula, we're going to sub in cost price for our reduced selling price, and we're going to sub in 5.4 times the cost price as the original selling price. From here, we can now divide both sides by 5.4c. That's going to allow us to remove the brackets on the right-hand side of our equation. And this also has the added benefit of us being able to cancel out the two c's in our fraction. So I'm going to replace my numerator with the number 1. Like we've done before, let's move the ROMD over to the left-hand side of our equal sign and leave the 1 where it is. And we're going to subtract off this fraction of 1 over 5.4. Performing the indicated subtraction gives us 0.8148. In other words, the rate of markdown here is about 81.48%.